texte de loi qui d'ailleurs était d'assez mauvaise qualité en sortant de l'Assemblée nationale, qui s'est enrichi au Sénat, et les syndicats se sont montrés finalement assez souples, évidemment.
With my shortwave radio for 14 up to 18 MHz, I had the problem that many very strong broadcast stations going from 80 MHz up to 110 MHz breaks into this shortwave receiver that is in fact receiving on 14 or 18 MHz and everything in between. So this was my first circuit. I want to pan over somewhat to show it again. It was already published on YouTube, and I had to make some adaptations to that circuit to press down the 80 MHz up to 110 MHz FM frequency modulated signals. And that's done here. And this is the final circuit from that shortwave radio. Nothing has changed, by the way. It all is the same. I only have changed some values, capacitor values, in the first stage to get that result. So I pan over again. It only works, in my opinion, by the way, with a 4 meter long wire indoor antenna, and the whole circuit here is extremely frequency dependent. So the coil here and the coil here is a kind of unit that acts as a whole. Anyway, this is the way how I press down the 80 MHz up to 110 MHz band. I made a coil here, 8 windings, and it's here, now in the middle of the screen. And when you do that experiment, you have to push the windings together and push and make it in such a way that it works on the, say, 100 MHz band. So this is the filter, 8 windings, 1 mm enameled copper wire, 2 capacitors here, one here and one here, 22 picofarad, 18 picofarad, and do some experiments, and it works together with this 50 picofarad trimmer. So when you hear radio stations in the FM band breaking through, tune the trimmer somewhat and you will surely see that they disappear, while you are receiving shortwave radio stations on 14 MHz or 18 MHz and everything in between. That was more or less all to tell. I hope the circuit is clear enough in this video so that you can rebuild it, etc, etc. Here again, that radio. This coil, of course, is important. It's a central antenna coil, and I push in a ferrite rod in and out. Emmanuel Macron, pourquoi était-il tant? And you can hear that it has an effect. And here is the switch to suppress 80 to 120 MHz
Effets concrets dans les années
FM
90.
radio
En 97, il y a une réforme qui était
stations.
importante pour SNCF. On avait séparé deux activités. L'activité de transport, de mobilité des personnes, et puis l'activité plutôt de gestion des rails, des infrastructures, ce qu'on appelait RFS. Et à l'époque, on avait séparé ces deux entreprises dans